Guess what one of my very favorite things is to do? I love to throw a frog. Well, and I like to punch, I like to crank, I like throwing spinnerbait. But I really like throwing frogs, and these are some of my favorites. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about late summer, fall, just kind of frogging around. You can see, like, here where we are today, the grass is, by this time of the year, grass is really thick, and that just screams frogging. There's so many frogs out there. I mean, there's a million of them. I'll be the first one to admit they're everywhere. My two favorite frogs, and I've used a lot of them, the Scum Frog Launch Frog. This one is absolutely my favorite. This is the dusk color. I actually like the sloppy toad color a little bit better, which is this one, sloppy toad. As you can see, launch, sloppy toad. That is probably my absolute favorite one. It's got a tungsten weight transfer system in it. It can cast a mile, hence the name launch. It can cast a absolute mile. Walks really easy. You can skip it up under boat docks. You can skip it up under overhanging trees and stuff like that. This is my absolute favorite. This one, this is the Snag proof. This is a Pro Series Bobby's Perfect. I really like this one in lily pads and really viney stuff over the Launch Frog a little bit, and I'm going to pull two of these out and I'm going to show you why. Hang with me for just a second. So this one is the Bobby's Perfect, and this one is the Launch Frog. Now, for, like I said, my favorite is the Launch Frog. But the one little thing about this, when you're fishing it around lily pads or like Kissimmee grass or anything that's kind of viney, see how the hook points kind of catch on the top? The body is not up against the hook points. This frog is designed for that. You will get the best hookup ratio of any frog on the market. I guarantee you, I stake my reputation by it. This frog will hook fish that bite it better than any other frog on the market. Only problem is when you're throwing it in the lily pads and any kind of stuff that's really sticking high up out of the water, yes, you might get hung up every once in a while. So it's give and take, but that's one of the only drawbacks of the Scum Frog Launch Frog. That's where Snag Proof's Bobby's Perfect comes in for me. If you'll notice on the Bobby's Perfect, see this little hump right here? That's actually protecting those hook points. But when a fish bites down on it, it exposes the hook points just like that. But when it's up like that, this frog doesn't cast quite as good as the Launch Frog, although it casts pretty well. But it doesn't cast quite as good as the Launch Frog, but it certainly, most certainly comes through lily pads better. So when I get into a situation where I'm going to be fishing around lily pads or any of that, like that primrose kind of stuff that, there's some vines and stuff sticking up out of the water that can actually hit the top of your frog, this Bobby's Perfect is the way to go when you get in a situation when you have that kind of stuff on the surface. So like I said, they are both absolutely my favorite frogs. This one just a little bit more in most situations. I throw this 85% of the time, but the rest of the 15% of the time or whatever, it's this one. So it is between the Launch Frog from Scum Frog and the Snag Proof Pro Series Bobby's Perfect. I'll show you the back of both of them again so you know exactly which ones I'm talking about. I use several different colors, but these are two of my favorite colors. But that is like the best tips that I can give you for summer, late summer, fall frog fishing, you know, that's when frog fishing is the best. That's when the grass has really come up to the surface, and you know, those fish are, it's hot and they're just starting to cool off sometimes, and those fish are just, they want to be up under that stuff, and just throwing a frog across the top of that stuff and then getting it in those little open holes in the hydrilla and just doing that little walk the dog back and forth, side to side action. I mean, it is some of the absolute funnest fishing you can do, and those are two great products to be able to do it with. So I hope you guys like this little instructional video about frog fishing and basically which frogs I like to use and when I like to use them. So if you like the video, please hit a like, hit a subscribe, come back and check it out. We're going to be putting all kinds, like we always do, all kinds of tip videos and just stuff to help you guys catch more fish. Thanks for watching. Hit that like, hit that subscribe.